This is WBSM On Demand.
Make this your sim. Hi, I'm...
Can I touch you? Are you out of touch? I guess I never noticed that much. Uranium lover, I'm live on your wire. Oh, come and take me, whoever you are. He's a lot like you, the dangerous type. She's a lot like you. Come on and hold me tight. Oh, inside angel, always upset. Keeps on forgetting we ever met. Can I bring you out in the light? My curiosity's got me tonight. She's a lot like you, the dangerous type. Ooh, she's a lot like you. Come on, hold me tight. Museum directors with eye-shaking heads.
The Cars, another Boston great band. 508-996-0500. You're on the air. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Thought I lost you.
Oh, well, the little dong happened very quickly, so
I'm very quick, very fast. I'm a
I
very
didn't
fast
realize I
man.
was on, to be honest with you. But I was just calling because it's funny with people. Everybody gets so distraught about cooking a turkey, and it's amazing. I cook turkey all the time for my dog, believe it or not, because he has to have a bland diet. So I've become quite the expert at cooking a turkey, baking a turkey, and they are so simple. It's just amazing today because they all have the pop-up timers. So
But you don't have to season it for your dog.
what's that?
You don't have to season it for your dog like you do
Oh,
people.
no, I don't season it at all. No. So I cook it very bland, although I do rub olive oil over the skin and put a little bit of salt, not a lot. But just, I don't know why, but they come out so fantastic today because, unfortunately, a lot of them have been injected with some sort of solution. But I get like the Shady Brook, sometimes the breast, only the breast without the legs because that's the easiest to defrost. It doesn't take up as much space. But, I put it in a bag and, follow the instructions on the bag, put some olive oil on the top, stick it in the oven on a rack in a big pan. And, it's the simplest thing. And, boy, is it delicious. When it comes out of the oven, everyone's picking at it and
You poor dog.
sampling it because it really is delicious.
One of the sad things about being a dog is you've got 8 times the sense of smell and half the taste buds. So you look forward to all this great food and you end up saying, it was okay.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is my dog is old and he's having some issues and sometimes he's not eating like he should. But when I'm baking a turkey, he's right in the kitchen and he's smelling that. I think it entices his appetite, which is a good thing because he can't wait to sink his teeth into fresh turkey.
That's
and
great-
I've had
great
cats
protein.
too, and they all love the fresh turkey or chicken when it comes out of the oven. They're funny.
Do you give him anything with it, like peas or anything?
Well, I have to cook brown rice and
Yep.
homemade. I make homemade chicken broth. So what I do is, I take the meat off the bones while it's still fairly warm, and then I make the broth with the bones and try to cook it slow for a long time to make more of a bone broth.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have to give him brown rice and then sweet potatoes because he has to be on a bland diet because he's old. He's 14, and he's like animals are just like people. They have
Do you
the
know?
good
Do you know
days and the
sweet
bad
potatoes aren't potatoes?
days. What are they? What type of vegetable are they?
Well, from what I read, and I was a little weirded out by it, but they're in the family of the morning glory.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, They're good for dogs. You know, I bake
Yes.
them. I don't use the microwave. I know you had one caller. I don't use the microwave for anything except heating my coffee. I do not use it to cook anything because, in my opinion, it's just not the best method of cooking. So I avoid. If I lived alone, I wouldn't even own a microwave. I just would not even have one in my house. But that's just me. I mean, I do things the old-fashioned way, and I have to spend a lot of time cooking because I like good food and I like it cooked the right way. The way, our forefathers used to cook. And that's why they were, I think, so much healthier because they ate really well. But I wanted to ask you, too, I was curious. I picked up a pamphlet yesterday at Shaw's in Dartmouth on the district in Taunton. And I wondered if you've been to any of their shows. They seem to have a huge array of cover bands.
Yeah, we've played through there. My band has played through there, I think, 6-7 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good. Do they have a good-sized dance floor?
Yeah, they do. It's actually a nice venue. It's an old courthouse.
Yeah.
So the
looks
Taunton.
very nice.
You know where the Taunton Town
I know.
Green is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So the big courthouse on the corner there, on the northwest corner, it's right behind it.
Okay. I haven't been there, but I definitely have to put that on my bucket list to get there because it does look like a nice place, and I know another couple that love to go dancing. That's pretty much the only place that they go now. So
They do a lot of tribute acts.
Yes, they do. I noticed that. In fact, I think this weekend, Friday, they have a Bob Seger tribute band. And, it looks like a really interesting place. I think, any place for me that offers dancing is good because that's so hard to find today. There's really not many venues offering bands any longer or dancing.
I don't know. I think they're around. It's just how they don't market them well enough. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, for older people, I really don't know. I know down the Cape, it was funny. I heard someone talking about Cape Cod at the Loft. Have you ever played there?
The Loft.
It's at the Cove in Yarmouthport, and they have a venue called the Loft.
Actually, I have a friend I was on the phone with yesterday. He plays there. And they do stuff like Kool and the Gang and all that stuff.
Yes, I guess they had a funk band there a couple of weekends ago.
That's the one.
And someone called another Cape station and said he and his wife spent the weekend there, and they went dancing. He said it was so much fun. He said everyone was on the dance floor. They danced all night long. It was the most fun he had had in a long time. And I thought, wow, too bad it wasn't closer because it did sound like fun. And, when you get any kind of funk band, you can't help but get up and dance to that type of music. So
Yeah.
there are a few places. Cape Cod tends to offer more than this area. But
Well, in the summer.
I think it's in the summer, yes. Yeah, you're right. But unfortunately, around here, we used to have more, but they're really, I think because of the cost of a band and people don't drink as much, to cover the cost, it's become a little bit pricey for some of these venues, or then they have neighbors that complain. So there's a lot of different issues for different places.
Well, for cover bands, which is not the same as tribute bands, I think the venues expect more of their following to show up and for the bands to promote more than some of them do. And I mean, any band should be promoting where they are and when they are to help the venue, if they want to come back, unless they're just intending to go one time. But it's in everybody's interest to promote. So, but bands feel the venue should be doing all the promoting, and that them showing up is good enough, and they're wrong though. You got to help promote them. It's a team effort.
You do, and there are some bands that have huge followings. So I mean, that's why people hire them again and again because they draw a huge crowd. But Ken, I wanted to tell you too tomorrow, and all your listeners to tune in to WCVB Channel 5 at 9:00 to watch the Plymouth America's Hometown Parade. Have you ever seen that parade?
I know. Yeah, I've seen it. I've been there. I provided security in 2000. I provided security in 2000 for the parade. And I think if you look at this year's, you'll see Mr. Kingsland, the famous marching band director for Dartmouth for years. I think you'll see him on camera performing. I think he's playing the trumpet.
Oh, I'll have to look and see. I know his wife well. I went to high school with his wife from first grade to 12th grade, so I know his wife very well. I don't know him, though, but I have heard about him. But
nice
the only
guy.
thing that parade is missing is the Rockettes.
The Rockettes. My mom was one.
I love the Rockettes. And that's really the only reason I used to watch the Macy's Day Parade was for the Rockettes.
You know that my mother was a Rockette back in like 59 or 60.
I think that is so cool. You're so fortunate. That's wonderful.
She didn't get to the parade, though. My grandfather got her out of there prior to her actually performing. She was with them for months, and before the season started, he got it. I think he was under the wrong impression about what the Rockettes were.
Oh, okay. Well, I can understand because they always wore their little short skirts and they were always showing their legs, and but they're just amazing when you watch them perform. They're just so well synchronized.
Unbelievable, yeah.
They're really unbelievable. I've seen the Radio City Music Hall show, and then years ago they came to the Wang Center in Boston. I don't know if they're still traveling, but
yeah, they were. I don't know either. They were synonymous with Christmas in New York City for decades.
Yes, definitely. Well, the Christmas show at Radio City Music Hall,
right?
That's where they always were. Yeah, they're a fabulous troupe, and I think it's a great opportunity for any girls who have taken dance classes their whole life and want to get involved with a group and perform throughout the country.
Have you ever gone to Radio City?
Oh, I have, yes.
Yeah, it's really quite a thing.
I have. Sadly, I love New York, and I've been to New York City for many bus tours, and I even went one year by myself because I had gone already and then scheduled a second trip in the same year, and then I was going to bring my elderly mother, and she canceled, and I said, that's okay because now I can traipse around the city by myself, and I had a blast. I actually met an older woman on the bus who worked at Museum of Modern Art, and she gave me a little tour, and I just had a fabulous time just trotting around the city at my own pace and just going where I wanted to go. It was wonderful. But the place that I really love, too, is Carnegie Hall. That was really
That's one place I haven't been to. I haven't been to that.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I think I'll give, I'm taking a break from New York until they get the situation straightened out. I mean, it is pretty dangerous.
Me included. I will not go there at all. It's too dangerous. And I if anyone is taking a bus trip there this Christmas, be very careful. Make sure you have mace and be very, very careful. I have had situations one time where my friend and I went, we took a turn down the street, and she kind of looked at me, and I looked at her, and I just said, just keep walking, look tough, and keep walking.
Yep.
And then we had another time we were down on Canal Street, and these Chinese girls wanted to sell us pocketbooks, and we almost went into this building. And then I said to the girl, no, I am not going in this building. I just got bad vibes. I said, no, I'm not going into this building. I'm not, some building that I don't know with some Chinese girl. I don't think so. We could have gone in and never come out. So,
Well, not without your money anyway.
Experiences.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said, not without your money anyway. It's almost as though Rudy Giuliani was never there. I mean, he was, say what you will about him now, but he was a terrific mayor. Especially cleaning up the crime and all that.
Phenomenal man. I had gone to New York. Of course, I went to the World's Fair when I was like 6 years old with my parents, so that was my first visit to New York City.
But
then when I was in college in like 1978, we took a trip there because I majored in fashion merchandising, so we stayed there. And we actually stayed at the Roosevelt Hotel, believe it or not. And it was kind of hilarious because I almost got picked up in the hallways by a Hasidic Jew with a little curly cues, and I'm looking and I'm like, what is this? I think he thought I was Jewish. It was kind of comical, and I'm like, get away from me, leave me alone. He didn't bother me. He just was, talking to me and like interested. I was like, get away from me. You're weird looking. It was kind of comical. But when we went then, it was bad. People were so rude. You had to be careful. I swear they'd run you over. If they could run you over, they would. It was really bad. And I went back a few other times, and it was still really rough. And then once Giuliani took over and fixed it up, but the people were so different. It was amazing. They were nice. I couldn't believe when I went to New York City, and the people were actually nice. It was shocking. Shocking but wonderful.
The best era, I think, was probably from, say, 95 to 2018, and inside and out of that, it's even Times Square was kind of dangerous before Rudy Giuliani. It's back to where it was. It's nicer looking than it used to be, but still bad.
I've been there during the Christmas season where the people were overflowing into the streets. There were so many people there that I went with a friend of mine. She's short. I had to hold her hand because I would lose her. She could easily have gotten lost in the crowd, and I would never find her. And in order for us to, get some air, we had to, put our back right up against a building, and you literally had someone in front, 10 inches in front of you. It was insane. I mean, insane. I was laughing the whole time. I've never seen such insanity in my life. But it was fun, especially when you were around Rockefeller Center. And it was really crazy over there. But we would always try to get down to, like, maybe Little Italy or Washington Square or where the other park is near the library. I can't think of the name of it.
Where the skating rink is? Bryant
Park, where they have the small skating rink.
Yeah, that's it.
And they have, all the vendors. And, even the library, if you go in there, it's all decorated. It's so beautiful, the library in Manhattan. Manhattan really is a fantastic place. I absolutely love it. And I can't wait until somebody fixes, gets it back to where it should be and makes it safe again because – I think everyone who likes going there, we do miss going there during the Christmas season because it is it's exhilarating during the Christmas season.
My favorite thing to do, one of my favorite things to do is to take the kids to Macy's and then to the plaza where the kid from Home Alone stayed, and it was a great experience for them.
Oh, the plaza! I love the plaza. Yeah, the plaza is fabulous. I've always wanted to have like tea in their little mezzanine where they have the high back tapestry chairs. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Oh, it's very, very opulent.
At one time, in the Waldorf Astoria, and even, what's the train station? I'm trying to think of.
Grand Central?
Grand Central Station. Have you ever gone, like, down below and eaten in Grand Central Station?
I've not eaten through it. I've walked through it a number of times. Never eaten there.
Yeah. That's kind of fun, too. It's all tiled. It's just history. It's so funny because I love to watch Turner Classic Movies, and of course, when a lot of those movies were filmed in the late 30s and 40s, so many of them were filmed in New York City. And so I was watching one movie a few weeks ago, and they were performing at Carnegie Hall, and I thought, oh, I've been there. And it's kind of fun to see all the different Empire State Building. Mm-hmm. It goes on and on, but we'll have to keep our fingers crossed and hope that when the Trump administration comes in,
I think the nonsense is dying off. I think people are waking up. They're real woke.
I hope Eric Adams wakes up. I'm happy to see him the light bulb going off in his head because he needs to wake up and I'm
a little disappointed in him. I thought he was going to be a good one.
Ship.
I appreciate the call. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Bye bye. Back after this. That is going to do it for me. Brian is up next, filling in for Barry Richards, and I just wanted everybody out there to have a great and safe Thanksgiving weekend. If you're traveling, safe travels to you, and I hope to God you get to be with the ones you love and enjoy their company again. Thanks for listening to the Chris McCarthy Show. This is Ken Pittman. I'll be back Saturday at 9 a.m.
No place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, when you pine for the sunshine of a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can't beat home, sweet home. I met a man who lives in Tennessee. He was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. From Pennsylvania, folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shore. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home, sweet home.
Take a bus, take a train, go and hop an aeroplane. Put the wife and kiddies in the family car. For the pleasure that you bring when you make that doorbell ring, no trip could be too far.
I met a man who lives in Tennessee. He was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. From Pennsylvania the folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shore. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holiday. 'Cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways,